I'm still chewing my Cuban food. Well, as I mentioned, I just got back from Cuba, and there are plenty of great places to check out this summer for very, very cheap. Food and travel writer Katie Rose Watson spends her time checking out these places. Must be hard, and you're here to break it all down for us.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it, right?
Somebody has to do it. Okay, we're going to start with Cuba. As we've been talking about it, I really had a wonderful time. It was eye-opening. I met a lot of interesting people. I got better with my Spanish. I explored a little bit of the countryside and got to see where they dry the Cuban leaves and the cigars. There's a little bit of the countryside. I had one too many mojitos. I'll tell you that. At some point I had to say, hey, make it with less sugar. It was a But
how was the food?
It was delicious. It was very good. It was quite similar to what you just saw. Here I'm at the Revolutionary Park, also with Che Guevara there in the background, my Airbnb host. We went everywhere in classic cars. Everybody asked me that. Alana, did you go everywhere in classic cars? You bet I did. In fact, that's kind of the only way of transportation.
That's what you got to do in Cuba,
unless
right?
you own a car. And my Cuban paella, which is quite different than Spanish paella. And then we happened to come across this really interesting fair in a town just going to and from, and that's Veradero, one of the most beautiful beaches I have ever seen. And I'll tell you what, Katie, I've seen many, many beaches. So me and some of my friends there, we had a wonderful time.
The photos are gorgeous.
Thank you. You know, they're not filtered too. I know. I wanted to hashtag no filter there. And so, you know what? I would want to go back maybe later down the road with like my family once I kind of work on my Spanish a little bit. But for those who are interested, you actually have some summer deals who want to explore the summer.
Yes, so first of all, I want to talk about St. Croix. This is where I'm going this summer, and I'm
tropical.
Yes, I'm so excited about it. I'm actually going to stay at the Buccaneer, which is the oldest resort in the Caribbean.
Wow.
How cool is that? And what's so neat about St. Croix right now is 2017 is the 100th anniversary of Transfer Day, which is when the U.S. acquired the Virgin Islands. So to celebrate that, the Virgin Islands are actually offering $400 in spending credits when you book before June, if you travel before June 1st and October 31st. And that can be used on shopping, dining activities. So this is not a drill. This is free travel money.
I love it. It's not a drill. It's something else you can also see as a one-of-a-kind national monument there. Why is it one of a kind?
Yeah, so this is the only underwater national monument in the United States, completely unique to St. Croix. Of course, there's so many awesome islands to explore in the Caribbean, but this is really unique. And what you can do is you can actually snorkel the coral reef around Buck Island, which is just a short boat ride away from St. Croix. And they actually have little mile markers like on a running trail to tell you how far you've snorkeled.
Can I tell you something? I want to name one of my kids Croix. I really love that name. Yeah,
That's a great
so that
name.
means I have to visit there also.
Yes,
you have some
excited.
other options for coast vacations that won't cost you a whole lot.
Yeah, so I love Camden, Maine. I think it is so idyllic, so charming, and tickets, of course, in and out of Boston from Dallas, you can always get a great deal. What's really fun about the drive up to Camden is you can stop in Kennebunkport and see the Bush Complex, so it's really fun for us Dallas folks. And once in Maine, you're seeing now the beautiful views from Mount Batty, and there's an abundance of lobster, very inexpensive. Oh, yum. So it's really, really nice there.
I think Maine, I kind of think cold, so what would you say the best time to visit would be?
So I love going in June. You can really cool off. It was uncrowded when I went and absolutely beautiful. So I think it's a really nice place to cool off in the summer before it gets too crowded later in the summer.
Let's talk about the other side. One of my favorite coasts, the West Coast, over in California.
West Coast.
California.
San Francisco, my mama's hometown. I never need any convincing to go eat California cuisine. My favorite. They have a major farm-to-table scene, of course, in San Francisco. You can explore Muir Woods. You can see, of course, the Golden Gate Bridge. And what's great about San Francisco, too, is it's so close to the wine country, to Monterey, which is super hot after Big Little Lies, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can even drive up to Lake Tahoe. So there's tons to do in San Francisco, and you can also use that as your home base and explore other parts of California.
You know, often when people say travel, they want to head out to across the big pond to Europe. Are you seeing some decent deals in travel to Europe?
Yeah, so what's interesting is the major airlines had better deals going on at the beginning of the year, but the internet right now is all abuzz with these budget airlines who are offering $400 tickets round trip to Europe. Yeah, really ridiculous.
Wow.
Now, I have not flown on any of these airlines, so I can't speak to the quality or service, but if that's something that you really have been wanting to do and that's an issue, that's a great way. If you go with a major airline, the best city that I'm seeing right now this week, Amsterdam, excuse me, $850.
Okay, well, of course, with travel to also comes, there are alerts on traveling to Europe and the safety, and so there's an app that people can get that get alerts on whether this is a good time to go or maybe not so safe.
Yes, you can actually sign up for STEP, which is the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program.
Oh, nice.
This is a free service that allows U.S. citizens traveling abroad to sign up with the local embassy, so you get alerts, stay connected, and stay informed.
Okay, let's not forget about our friends up north also. If you want maybe a quiet vacation to Canada.
I am a huge fan of Canada. I know we were talking about this last time I was in. Lake Louise is absolutely one of my favorite places in the world. It's so stunning, so beautiful. It's straight north of us in Alberta.
Okay.
It's actually inside Banff National Park, so there's waterfalls and hiking, and you can actually go up the mountain. Right here you're seeing fondue, and you can actually eat fondue on top of the mountain overlooking the beautiful Fairmont Chateau, Lake Louise. And we saw that grizzly bear on the chairlift coming back. It is an absolute adventure in Canada and just absolutely stunning. It was on my mom's bucket list, and I highly recommend it.
Can I tell you who inspired me to go to Canada? Going to the rodeo, because a lot of those the rodeo guys, they're all from like some country town in Canada. I'm like, I want to go up to Canada.
Go to Lake Louise, you fly into Calgary, and I was really startled because they're all wearing cowboy hats, which of course for Dallas, you know, I said, well, have I flown anywhere? Did I just get off the plane in Dallas again?
You're another countryman. Thank you so much for all the good information. The time is now to start booking, and now we have some really good information on how to make it even less expensive. As Katie Rose mentioned, you're about to head off to the Caribbean. You can follow her at therosetable.com, and while you're there, you can check out other destinations and travel deals. Thank you.
Thank you, Alana.